Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome back to the daily forecast for Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. Happy Mercury's Day to you. We are in Taurus season, the Celtic tree month of Willow, Mercury retrograde Aries, and we are now in a waning moon. Our astrology today, the sun is in Taurus, fixed earth sign, representing practicality. The moon is in third quarter Scorpio, fixed water, representing self-confidence. Mercury is retrograding Aries, cardinal fire, representing fiery tempers. Venus is in Aries, cardinal fire, representing being impulsive. Mars is in Pisces, mutable water, representing curiosity. Jupiter is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing practicality. Saturn is in Pisces, mutable water, representing nostalgia. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is in Pisces, mutable water, representing imagination. Pluto is in Aquarius, fixed air, representing reformation. And of course, the Mercury retrograde mantra, rethink, revise, and redo. We are now in a waning gibbous moon, so it's time to release what does not serve us and to express gratitude for all that we have received. Because we're still in that Scorpio moon, remember to do focus, do your research, and do query the motivations of yourself and other people when things seem a bit hinky. But don't go out of your way to form new acquaintances. Don't go to those family gatherings if you can avoid it. It's not a good time. And don't involve yourself in uninvited psychoanalysis. So it is the day of Mercury, and we are getting down to those final tremors of the Mercury retrograde. So expect, a little bit more of unease and confrontation amongst people. It seems that the very beginning of the Mercury retrograde and the very end of the Mercury retrograde tend to be the roughest parts of it. And of course, the Scorpio moon might fuel the discord. So think before you speak, exercise discretion, just be a little bit cautious for a little bit longer. We're almost there. Our tarot card for today is the Three of Bows. It represents fulfillment. So in order to have fulfillment, we must cultivate our spirituality. We must learn to become more balanced and people. And of course, we must learn to be energized, to take our energy from the sources available to us and to give back energy in our turn. And of course, in order to do that, you have to be aware of the ebb and flow of energy. When witches talk about different energy exercises and everything else, and being more aware of when energy is coming into your system as opposed to what energy is going out from your system, that this is all part of that deal. The reason why you need to know that is so essentially you can make better magical decisions, for one, but also to be aware of what's an external, what's an internal influence. And especially if you are sorting through some serious issues, especially if you're doing shadow work, you really need to be aware of what thoughts in your head are coming from where. And also, learning to establish some better boundaries so that that which is an outside influence is kept in its proper place. Now, the challenge to doing all of this, of course, is overthinking and learning to refrain from doing that. There comes a point where you need to trust that you have done the proper work and you just need to move forward and go off of what you know. And that can be very terrifying. That is taking the training wheels off of your spiritual projects, but it's rewarding. Today's Celtic Triad reads, 3 things which the insincere will gain: evil life, evil report, and evil end. So, since insincerity was not admired amongst the Celts, was it? And I can understand why. Insincerity is, at essence, it's a form of lying. It's about faking reality, and it can be a very corruptive influence. And the greater and the more persistent the insincerity is, the worse the outcome will be, because it divorces a person further and further away from reality. And that's how you get that evil life, that evil report, and that evil end. It's because you have not put anything real or good. You have not put truth into the world. You have put deception into the world. And of course, that creates problems. Why wouldn't it? And it builds up. Today's magical intention is innocence. The color is white. The plant is the lily. The animal is the swan, and the crystal, well, we're using crystal in a very broad sense. It's the pearl. So the question I'd like to leave you with this intention is, do you see a connection between the state of innocence and the Fool card in the tarot? That might be an interesting thing for you to contemplate today. Now for our daily practices. Today's a good day to honor deities known for good communication, especially as we are in Mercury retrograde and everyone's communication skills are probably a bit below par just because, the energy is not going in that proper direction. And this is why it's very important to understand astrological energies the way we tend to understand weather. Because some people, they think that those who take astrology seriously, that it's a way of avoiding personal responsibility and that you're not taking ownership of who you are and what you do. And that's a gross mischaracterization. I know there are people who actually are guilty of that, but it is a gross mischaracterization of people who actually understand the purpose and the function of astrology. Uh, when we study astrological energies, it is essentially telling us about what the energetic weather conditions are. It's like the same as knowing what direction the wind is blowing from today. Are you going to have sunshine or are you going to have rain? Will it hail or will there be snow? What will the temperature be? Because, whenever you venture outside, it's going to affect, what work is prudent for you to do. I mean, you can go out in a blizzard and plant petunias, but I don't think that's going to have a particularly good outcome for you. And that's and it's, no one would fault you. No one would say that you're not taking proper responsibility or that you're just an inherently bad gardener for doing that. People would just look at you funny saying, why were you trying to plant things in a blizzard? That's not the condition that plant thrives in. And so if we can take the principle of that and understanding that certain energies allow certain things to thrive more easily at different times, then we can start making conscious use of the energies that are at our disposal. We can make better decisions when there are certain adverse energies and not, essentially not trying to roll a boulder uphill when it's, not a day for doing that. And I think that, as opposed to not taking responsibility, I think that is the assuming of responsibility of saying, okay, I'm acknowledging what's going on around me and I'm planning accordingly. So that's just a little tidbit there. Let's see, back to the daily practices. For divination, I don't often recommend this, but I felt moved to advise doing some divination to get a glimpse into your immediate future. Um, Generally, I don't like using divination, to find out what the future holds or what your fortune is, because more often than not, we're not so much needing to be aware of specific events on the horizon as it is about, what do you need to work on as a person? What things are holding you back? What things are actually helping you that you need to really pursue even more strongly? That's what I like using divination for, for reflection and for helping other people reflect, or for just getting a better understanding of your circumstances, what's people around you are going through, and just, the general lay of the land. That's what I really love divination for. But this week, for whatever reason, I just felt a nudge of, try and take a little peek of the future, see what you can see there. This is a good day to tend to any outdoor shrines, whether it's for particular spirits or just the land in general. You might offer to an ancestor today, and go out of your way to do a little bit more meditation today to sharpen your intuition. And then once you feel, your juices in that direction flowing, trust what your intuition is reporting to you. Lastly, our fae of the day is the rain fairy, and the journal prompt is, are the spring rains treating you well? Speaking of rain, I'm looking outside right now. I mean, we've got some pretty good wind blowing. Every so often I've heard a rumble of thunder in the distance. I'm looking at those clouds. I'm like, are we going to do this or are we not? So hopefully your own rainstorms have not been keeping you in doubt. Hopefully you're getting the right amount that's enabling your garden to thrive. And also, if you want to, you might look at the question a little bit more metaphorically. What spring rains are coming into your soul? Has it been the right amount? What are you doing to regulate that? And are you using it for cleansing? Are you using it to gather up the proper energy so you can thrive? So take that any direction that you want to. Any direction at all. And that is what I have for you guys today. Come back tomorrow for another edition of the Daily Forecast. In the meantime, let me know what you thought of this one in the comment section below, or email me at brigantiablackbird@protonmail.com, and I will chat with you there. But that'll do it for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.